If you make that shift into that greater self, that's when you really are starting to tap into great stuff. That's where the great stuff comes from.
Yeah.
Right? And that puts the ego out of a job.
In the world of creativity, the journey from idea to reality is often fraught with challenges. It's a war, not against external foes, but against inner demons that block the path to success. Every artist, regardless of their medium, confronts these hurdles. The blank canvas, the empty page, the silent instrument. Each represents the same daunting question. How does one succeed as an artist in a world where doubts often overshadow creativity? Enter Steven Pressfield, a seasoned warrior in the creative arena, armed with a lexicon that deciphers the enigma of artistic struggle. His seminal work, The War of Art, unveils the phantom known as resistance, a force that stands between the artist and their masterpiece. With straightforward language and honest reflection, Pressfield provides a roadmap to overcome this force, unlocking a realm where creativity flows freely. Pressfield's journey from a struggling writer to an inspiring figure for creatives is a testament to his philosophy. His story is not just one of personal triumph, but a beacon for every artist shackled by self-doubt, procrastination, and fear.
If you think of the human psyche, we got the ego, which is like a little black dot in the middle of a greater thing that we would call the self, like the Jungian self with a capital S. And the self contains the collective unconscious, all the aspects of the unconscious, right? The hero's journey, the archetypes of the unconscious, all of the sort of intuitive stuff, right? When you, I would imagine, come up with great comedy material or any kind of material, it's coming from that self, coming from that deeper place, right?
Today, we delve into the essence of Pressfield's resistance, dissect its manifestations, and explore the tools that the War of Art offers to conquer it. As we unravel Pressfield's insights, we aim to equip you with the tools to overcome your own creative battles. Resistance, as coined by Steven Pressfield, is more than a word. It's a realm of obstacles every artist must navigate.
And with the ego wants to be in control. But when you're trying to tap into that greater intelligence, like if you're any kind of creative person, you're trying to surrender to that self, to that greater self. And I feel like the ego hates that. The ego knows if you make that shift to identify with that greater self, then the ego is out of business. So I think, this is my theory, that the ego produces resistance to try to stop you from connecting and trusting and believing. Because it is a leap of faith, right? To get to that other level, wherever it is.
It's the unseen force that emerges as procrastination, self-doubt, and fear, often barricading the path from idea to execution. Pressfield personifies resistance, making it a tangible foe that artists can confront and conquer. In The War of Art, Pressfield dissects the anatomy of resistance, shedding light on its various manifestations. He explains that it's a self-generated and self-perpetuated enemy that artists face daily. It's the voice that whispers discouragement when facing the blank canvas or the empty page. Yet, it's also the force that can propel one to act, to create, and to triumph. Resistance is not just an external obstacle, but an internal one, born from our fears, insecurities, and the critical voices that echo in our minds. It's the nagging doubt that questions our abilities, the looming shadow that magnifies our failures, and the invisible chain that holds us back from exploring the uncharted territories of our creativity. Pressfield highlights that resistance is most potent at the precipice of creation, when the artist is about to dive into the unknown, to take a leap of faith into the realms of imagination. Steven Pressfield's narrative extends beyond the War of Art, resonating through the modern creative landscape. His dissection of resistance has not only provided a lens to view personal creative struggles, but has also sparked a broader conversation about the hurdles in the path to artistic success and how to overcome them.
So the ego naturally lives in fear. I think that the predominant emotion of the ego, if we're living in the ego, which is 99% of people do, our predominant emotion is fear, right? And fear, even though we might not know it, fear of death, which is kind of why people want to achieve, I think, right? Let me make a name for myself, blah, blah, blah. Why people want to have children will live on. Why they have insurance, why they try to succeed and have a big house and this and that and the other thing, right? That's all sort of coming out of a mindset of fear. Whereas this giant self, in my opinion, the bigger self that is connected to the thing, its predominant emotion is love, if you ask me.
In an age where audiences crave authenticity, Pressfield's advocacy for staying true to one's creative essence while battling resistance is a guiding light. His ideas are often referenced by successful artists, writers, and creators who attribute their ability to overcome creative blocks and market themselves effectively to the principles laid out in The War of Art.